Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show some brush strokes before we start painting a floral arrangement. I'm using in this demonstration the Princeton Heritage Size 10 brush, round. The paper is Etcher Lab sketchbook and my usual watercolor. I'm using the red color right now. I'm just picking up some paint from the pens or the pans and with some water. So starting off by just touching the paper with the tip of the brush, and that will create a line no matter how big your brush is. And try to touch the brush, the belly, try to have your brush belly touch the paper as a whole like that. And you can see if you have more water, you have more variation of colors. And try to do the same thing on the sideways. And so either you go vertical, like completely perpendicular to the paper plane, tip belly and up. And when you do the belly, try to make the middle part almost touch the paper. And you can do it in so many ways that will create a petal shape, a leaf shape. You can do it in a C shape. So play around and see how much you can create, how many shapes you can create by doing this sort of exercise. And whenever you see water in the middle, you can always play with it a little bit, and I'll show you that later in the video. So again, tip belly and up, tip belly and up. You can take it from the center up or from the top to bottom, whichever way you like, depending on your dexterity. So here I'm just bringing water, and you can see I'm allowing the water to touch where the paint is, and I'm dragging the whole paint with me. And I just stopped halfway, and that created a very nice organic shape for a petal. You can repeat the process again by dropping some water and dragging it all the way down, and that will create a petal shape. So try to be loose in your hands. Don't get really fixated on a particular shape. Don't try to mimic anybody's shape. Do your own brush strokes, because your painting is going to be reflective of who you are as a painter. As long as you understand what your brush is capable of doing, then go ahead with it. And I think at this stage I went rogue, and I just started to like how the watercolor flows in different directions, and I was just making some crazy shapes. And that's okay too, because this is how you learn how to do the painting. And now this painting is more of a warm painting, so it's a mixture of burnt sienna with some any shade of red. I think I used magenta red, and I'm just spending some time mixing the color here. This is a silver velvet brush that is size 6. So the velvet brush, silver brush, they hold enough water, and they have this very particular way of creating the petals, and you can see it's a little bit rough and ragged at the edges, and that's totally fine. So you can see here I'm just having the brush do the work for me, and then just adding water as I go, and then every once in a while I like to make those loose strokes, and then you can go back again and bring more paint and repeat the process again. Try in any painting to have 3 different values or 3 main colors. I think in this painting I wanted the mixture of burnt sienna and red color, also some green and yellow, and that was the main the 3 values of the roses. And then for the values of the green, or the mixture of the green, was sap green with indigo blue and some red as well, just to mute it. And you can see here what I'm doing. I'm adding a little bit more value in the rose itself, or the flower itself. Okay, moving on to the rose. So the rose, you start by small C strokes at the beginning, and then after that you go tip belly up in C shapes around the center. There are some areas in the center that you can make it a little bit darker, and then up in the upper elements you can go by doing tip belly up, or you can make small lines. Here's some loosey-goosey floral arrangement, whatever that might be. It's just creating some shapes and then connect them together with a stem will create the appearance or the illusion of having flowers. Here's another just loose brush strokes that you can create. So don't try to overthink the painting, just go with the flow and enjoy what comes out of it. The more you do it, the more you will understand your colors, you'll understand your paper, understand your brush, and it will allow you more freedom. And you can see here, I'm just sliding the brush sideways with whatever paint I have. I'm adding more concentrated paint, which means more paintless water. I'm adding it to here as well for some effect, and just see what happens. Right, so as we go now through the fast forwarding through the whole painting, it took me about 9 minutes or 10 minutes to do the whole painting, but it's the same repeat process, creating shapes, creating different views of the rose or different views of the flower that I'm working on, and that will create your painting as you can see here.